news. 4 vehicles damaged in a crash at a Sanford apartment complex. What we're learning in the WRAL breaking news tracker.
We're back to a muggy start this morning, and intense heat is in our forecast. I'll show you when we could be near record highs and triple-digit heat indices.
All tied up. The Canes win Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final to even the series. The big moments from the game and all the excitement heading into Game 5 at Lenovo Center. Breaking ground on Buc-ee's. Today, we are one step closer to seeing the first location in North Carolina. The timeline for when the mega gas station will open.
A lot to get to here. We are following those stories and more. WRAL News at 8 starts in 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
All right, good morning. The time is 8 a.m. here on your Wednesday. We thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. We're all excited because, big win for the Canes, but man, the weather's brutal out there. Let's get over to meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center tracking this very warm morning.
Very warm, very humid, right? You step outside, that's what you notice immediately, especially compared to yesterday morning. It's cloudy out there as we give you a live look at the WRAL Azalea Gardens. That dew point, when it's 70, that's that air you really feel as you step outside. It's pretty heavy. Temperatures by midday in the mid-80s with highs today slightly higher than yesterday, looking at most of us in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Can't rule out a few hit or miss showers and storms after about 4 p.m. Even right now, just a few stray sprinkles, but between 4 and 10, isolated showers and storms, most of which look like they'll be just north of areas like Wake, Johnston, and Chatham counties before a quiet overnight. Then we look ahead to Game 5 watch parties. It'll be very hot tomorrow, along with a few isolated storms as well. I'll show you where those form coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Chris, happening now out the door for your morning commute. Let's start with that northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 and New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us. You can see traffic has definitely picked up a bit. And really and truly, the bulk of the congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the 87-440 split. You're looking at a 12-minute delay at this point. So give yourself some extra time. That's part of your morning commute. Should get better, though. That southern loop of the Beltline, we're also picking up some delays around the Lake Wheeler, Gorman Street area. Right now, you're looking at a 6-minute delay. So if you have a choice, and depending on where you're headed this morning, you might want to opt for the southern loop of the Beltline this morning as a result. Let's widen out the view, give you some other options coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area. If you're coming in from Wake Forest, you're looking at a 7-minute delay. Things are getting a little better coming in from Knightdale. You're looking at a 3-minute delay. Just a 1-minute delay if you're coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area. I-40 eastbound US 1 north out of Apex, delay free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Ken, thank you. Breaking news. We're staying on top of this story where there was an increase of police presence at an apartment complex in Sanford. Let's bring in WRAL's Kirsten Clark, who's been at this scene here on Oak Branch Lane in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Kirsten, what can you tell us about this investigation so far?
Yes, Laura. So just over an hour ago, we saw 4 cars, including a Lee County sheriff vehicle, being towed away after a crash. I'm going to take a step out of the way so you can see what is left over from that scene. You can see there's tire marks on the ground as well as oil left over from, again, that 4-vehicle crash. And I want you to take a look at this video now. You can see there is a black SUV with severe damage to the front end, as well as that Lee County sheriff vehicle that's smashed in the front. You can see the front right tire is completely smashed in, as well as 2 other cars that were parked and hit. We saw neighbors coming out of their apartments just to see their cars damaged, and we're still working to learn how this crash happened, what led up to it, as well as if there were any injuries or anyone arrested. So those are the questions that we are asking the Lee County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Sanford Police Department. They were on scene as it was taped off with yellow tape before it cleared. So again, we're asking those questions, and we'll bring you those answers as soon as we have them. Live in Sanford, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
We're also trying to learn new information this morning about a large police presence overnight in Garner. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker from around midnight. Our crew saw investigators at the West Garner Road Plaza near the Garner Performing Arts Center. We'll let you know what happened when we hear back from the Garner Police Department.
A stolen car was involved in a crash early this morning near Durham. This happened on Virgil Road. Deputies told our WRAL breaking news tracker crew there that the car ended up off the road deep onto someone's property. We're still trying to find out information about a suspect and any charges.
Well, the Stanley Cup final is all tied up. The Carolina Hurricanes needed a win heading into Game 4 last night in Vegas, and they got it. It was all tied in the third period when Jordan Staal put the Canes up 4-3, and Nikolai Ehlers added an empty netter to seal the win 5-3. The Canes will head back to Raleigh with the series tied at 2 apiece. Now, Game 5 is set for Thursday at Lenovo Center, and Game 7, if needed, will also be at Lenovo Center.
So exciting. So WRAL's Allie Catlabar, she's live at Lenovo for us once again this morning. And Allie, fans are pumped for tomorrow night's game, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah. Fans are ready to welcome the Canes back home and cheer them on right here at Lenovo Center. They are hoping to see another warning flag up after Game 5. Look how close, just 2 more spots. Even after last night's watch party, Canes fans cheered right here as crews raised the 14th warning flag. Take a look. Oh, yeah, the chants didn't stop there. Fans poured out of Lenovo Center watch party beaming with pride. It was once again a nail-biting game. Caniacs say even though the Canes played in Vegas, the energy was still electric inside. And now they are hoping for another 2 wins to secure the Stanley Cup.
It was so much energy. We loved it. Oh, my God. I can't wait to be back. Thursday night, right? Thursday night!
Oh, 2 more wins. I can feel a storm brewing already here at Lenovo Center. Game 5 watch parties will be right outside Lenovo Center and at Red Hat Amphitheater in downtown Raleigh. Now, Game 5 is tomorrow at 8 o'clock right here at Lenovo Center. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Allie Catlabar, WRAL News.
Raleigh is the place to be, so still ahead in 10 minutes now. WRAL's Pat Welter and Chris Lee will break down more of the late game heroics from Jordan Staal in Game 4.
Well, today we get one step closer to a Buc-ee's opening its first location in North Carolina. A groundbreaking for the mega gas station on I-40, I-85 is happening this morning. Let's bring in WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. She's live at the site in Mebane. And Kelsey, we all know that Buc-ee's is more than a convenience stop for drivers.
Yes, Ken, it's a whole thing, and it's definitely been a long process to get here. The plan to build this new Buc-ee's was approved more than 2 years ago, and this morning crews will finally be able to break ground on this land here in Mebane.
Drone 5 video shows where the new Buc-ee's will be, just off I-40 on Trollingwood Hawfields Road. Conversations about a Buc-ee's moving to the area started back in 2021. The original plan was to build a Buc-ee's in Orange County, but the move was blocked after the public voiced concerns. Buc-ee's is known for its food, clean bathrooms, and having plenty of gas pumps, and that draws customers big time. A 2024 report shows the average person visiting Buc-ee's spends just over 20 minutes inside the store. That's more than twice as long as the average gas station visit, 8 to 9 minutes.
The groundbreaking is happening this morning at 10 o'clock. The new Buc-ee's is scheduled to open sometime late next year. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Mebane.
We are hearing from U.S. Attorney Russ Ferguson after the Charlotte light rail stabbing case was delayed. Yesterday, a federal judge ruled the man charged in the stabbing is not competent to stand trial. Instead, DeCarlos Brown will be admitted to a mental hospital for the next 4 months for treatment. Brown is accused of killing Irina Zarutska last year. He will have another hearing to determine if he is fit for trial when he's released from the hospital.
Our number one goal here is justice for Irina Zarutska and Irina Zarutska's family. That's what's on the top of our mind and our hearts every day, and this is a step in that process. In this process, we have to make sure that we have a case that is airtight on appeal, airtight on post-conviction litigation. We have to make sure the defendant has all the due process that the Constitution affords him, and this is one step in that process.
And DeCarlos Brown was also found incompetent to stand trial regarding the state charges as well. All right, your time now 8:10, all tied up. A big win for the Canes in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. WRAL's Pat Welter and Chris Lee break down the action as Carolina sets its sights on Game 5 tomorrow night.
Also, one step closer, a bill that would ban some teenagers from using social media apps moving through the state legislature. A status update coming up.
And humidity levels this morning in a bitter place. Very muggy out there. We'll show you when that eventually translates to some very much needed rain coming up in a little bit. $8:13 this morning. We're going to start you out in the tropics. Our first storm to monitor, just a 10% chance of development in the Bay of Campeche and the Western Gulf. This coming from what is now Tropical Storm Christina in the Eastern Pacific, and its energy may emerge into the Bay of Campeche there. Now, it may send some moisture our way early next week, but we are not expecting a named storm to come through here. But there you see that tropical moisture later this week in the Western Gulf, and then it starts to come up and meet with a front as we head into early next week. At which point we could take this hot and this dry pattern and we can leave it all behind, and we actually get a little bit of relief from both the heat and maybe even the drought. However, record heat is on the way for the next few days. I'll show you why we could be seeing that not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times in a row. It's coming up in less than 5 minutes.
All right, Chris, here's what you can expect if you're heading out the door right now for your morning commute. Here's a live look at I-440 New Bern Avenue. These are the northbound lanes moving away from us right now. And you can see that congestion is beginning to build. And really the heaviest congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the 87-440 split. Right now you're looking at a 7-minute delay, so keep that in mind. I'll be looking at some other routes heading into Raleigh and let you know if I'm picking up any delays coming up.
Ken, thank you. The way news is delivered has changed dramatically as audience move to digital platforms. Some communities are being left behind, and that's the topic of a new WRAL documentary previewing tonight. Our Kristen Severance has a preview.
I'm WRAL documentary investigator Kristen Severance with a brand new documentary premiering tonight about what happens to communities when they lose local news.
A news desert is a place with no original source of local news.
But you lose all that history.
North Carolina has 8 news desert counties and 52 counties nearing news desert status.
You will have no source of information.
You really see a difference in the way a place lives.
There are 212 news deserts across the country and 1,500 counties with just one source of local news.
It disconnects.
All over the world, news organizations are dying and things are more online than ever, and yet people feel more lost than ever.
We will show you the real-world impacts and introduce you to the people and groups working to save local journalism. Left Uncovered, inside North Carolina's news deserts, on TV or wherever you stream WRAL.
Well, a top state Republican lawmaker resigning effective next week. Representative Sarah Stevens announcing that resignation. Stevens is running for a seat on the North Carolina Supreme Court this year against Justice Anita Earls, who's a Democrat. Campaign finance reports show Earls is far ahead of Stevens in fundraising. Resigning from the legislature will allow Stevens to ramp up her fundraising efforts. Well, the state Senate advancing a bill that would limit social media access for some teens. The bill targets what lawmakers call addictive platforms. Now, if approved, children 13 and younger would be banned from having social media accounts. Teens 14 and 15 would need parental permission. The bill would also require teachers to receive training on artificial intelligence.
The Carolina Hurricanes are returning home with momentum in the Stanley Cup Final, just how we like it. Captain Jordan Stahl and goalie Brandy Bussey's strong performances helped propel them to a Game 4 win last night in Vegas. WRAL's Pat Welter and Chris Lee are there right now, breaking down the big win.
A good Wednesday morning from Las Vegas as the Carolina Hurricanes have tied the series 2-2 here as they're about to head back home. We're also about to head back home with smiles on our faces because we know that they're guaranteed for a Game 6. The Canes have now put themselves back into this series.
Mission accomplished.
Canes came here essentially to even the series, and what an even series it's been. Both these teams' strengths and weaknesses well on display here.
Brandon Bussey getting to start his first start since April 14th, and boy, did he come up big in this game. Hurricanes started the first 2 games in a hole. They didn't waste time tonight. Logan Stankoven, net front presence, deposits cash. 1-0 for the Canes.
Multi-goal comebacks in each game in this series, and we had it in this one as well. Canes got up 2-0. Vegas battles all the way back to tied at 3, but with 13 minutes to go, it's Jordan Stahl after the turnover as he's falling down. His second goal of the game, 5th of the playoffs. What a series for the captain. Canes even this thing with a 5-3 win.
He's been so good for us, and you know, if there's a guy to do it, it's going to be him, right? And just how big he is, and you know how always around the net he is, and you know, getting that in. I mean, huge goal for us, and that secured the win for us. So you know, very exciting moment for us and for him.
Of course, we talked about Brandon Bussey. He came up big with 18 saves in this game. Now the question is, moving forward, do you go with Bussey or do you go with the veteran, Freddie Anderson?
It is a difficult decision, but a very good story, right? I mean, Brandon Bussey, his family flies in last minute to see him start in a Stanley Cup final game. This guy comes out of nowhere to beat Carolina's MVP during the regular season. He said after the game, no matter what Rod decides, he will be ready. Back to you guys in the studio.
And Game 5 is tomorrow night at Lenovo Center, and the WRAL team will have coverage. That game is tonight. Be sure to stick with WRAL for everything you need to know as the Canes try to bring home the Stanley Cup. Caniacs are unique among NHL fans, and we tailgate before games. So meteorologist Chris Michaels is looking out for you, showing why alcohol and tomorrow's heat won't mix well in today's Ask the Meteorologist.
Yeah, it sounds like common sense, right? But tomorrow's going to be so hot. Temperatures in the upper 90s as we're tailgating ahead of the game. And even by puck drop, temperatures will be near 90 degrees. When it comes to alcohol during the summer heat, it increases the risk for things like heat stroke, heat exhaustion, and sunburn. And it's kind of a negative feedback loop. Let me describe what I'm talking about. So alcohol is a diuretic, which means that you're going to have to use the bathroom more, right? In addition to the heat, where you're sweating a lot more, especially with how humid it's going to be. So naturally, you become dehydrated and you start to feel the effects of alcohol more, at which point you might think, oh, yeah, I could have another. But then you just get caught in that loop. So that's why it's all the more reason to stay hydrated. NASM says that you should be drinking 16 cups of water per day if you're a man. Women, about 12 cups of water per day. And then you got to keep in mind the electrolytes, some of those sports drinks and watermelon, great things to have on hand if you're going to be tailgating. We talk about their benefits on WRAL.com. Now let's switch ahead to the forecast, give you a live look at Gibson Play Plaza. 76 degrees the current temperature, and man, that humidity is rough out there. The dew point of 70, when it's that high, it's that real muggy air that you can feel. Temperatures this afternoon slightly higher than yesterday. Fayetteville 94, Clinton 92, Raleigh 92, Roanoke Rapids at about 87 degrees with the chance for a few hit or miss showers and storms. Now, I will say that I think Futurecast is underselling the potential here, but after 4 or 5 p.m., some scattered storms mainly north of Wake and Johnston counties. Overnight, can't rule out a stray shower spitting out as well, but as we head into Thursday, you might just get a stray shower during the peak heat of the day around 1 or 2 p.m. Your better shot, however, is going to come in out of the northwest after about 9 or 10 p.m. So I'll keep a close eye on that for any kind of tailgates and watch parties happening tomorrow. The main story is going to be the heat. 99 the high for Thursday, and for Friday, those records there are very close to being tied or broken. Saturday, we're forecasting 95, the record 100, and we're looking at near record heat again on Sunday. So by Monday, the time will have come to change our ways, and it really looks like we'll do so. We actually get a nice feed of tropical moisture coming in from the Gulf. Not a named storm, but just the moisture coming from the tropics, and that could lead to more rain than in previous days. So looking ahead to Monday and Tuesday, there could actually be a little bit of relief in that sense. No relief from the heat, however, the next several days. Highs well into the 90s. Our nighttime lows in the 70s. So the AC certainly working overtime. Storm chances limited the next few days. They'll start to go up heading into early next week. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now for your morning commute. Here's a live look at the northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. Traffic has definitely picked up. Right now, you're looking at a 7-minute delay. Basically, the bulk of the congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the 87 440 interchange. So keep that in mind. You're about to head out 7 minutes, not necessarily going to make you late. As for the southern loop of the Beltline, things are getting a little jammed up, particularly around the Lake Wheel Road, Gorman exits. You're looking at an 8-minute delay then, that southern loop of the Beltline. No delays whatsoever if you're coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area between Highway 36 and the Beltline. As far as I-540 goes, right now you're looking at a 6-minute delay from Lewisburg Road all the way over to I-40. We are getting reports of a crash on I-540 eastbound right near Lewisburg Road. So keep that in mind if I-540 eastbound is part of your morning commute. Of course, we're going to be updating you here in the WRAL Traffic Center, and you're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Best baby buys, from car seats to bassinets and strollers. 5 on Your Side shares the top picks for 2026 to keep your little ones safe. Coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning, everyone. The time is 8:26 here on your Wednesday morning. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get right over to meteorologist Chris Michaels. And Chris, we're seeing some cloudy skies out there.
Cloudy skies and definitely feeling the mugginess, too, as we give you a live look outside of Apex there in downtown, where temperatures are currently running in the mid-70s. Pretty much everybody feeling the same thing. Temperatures 73 to 76 this morning. And the humidity definitely adds some weight to the air, probably a little quicker to sweat out there from morning to afternoon. High temperatures, low 90s with just a few hit or miss showers and storms. But of course, tomorrow, big day as it's Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll walk you through the odds of a heat advisory being issued and where some stronger storms may occur coming up.
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, here's what your morning commute looks like, particularly if the northern loop of the Beltline is part of that commute. I-440 New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. As we widen out the view, here's what you're looking at. It's really heavily congested between Capitol Boulevard and the 87 440 interchange. But once you get past Capitol Boulevard, it's clear sailing all the way to Wade Avenue. So right now you're looking at a 9-minute delay. I'll have an update on your morning commute coming up at the bottom of the hour.
A major police response this morning at an apartment complex in Sanford cleared a few hours ago. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker got this video at the Oaks Apartments. At least 4 cars were badly damaged in a crash, including a Lee County Sheriff's deputy car. We are working to learn more information about what happened. We're also trying to learn new information this morning about a large police presence overnight in Garner. Our crew saw investigators at this scene here at West Garner Road Plaza and near the Garner Performing Arts Center. We have not heard back from Garner Police about any injuries or suspects. Coming up next on Fox 50 now, the Carolina Hurricanes pulling off a big Game 4 win.
Breaking news, 4 vehicles damaged in a crash at a Sanford apartment complex. What we're learning in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
A muggy start to the day, and it's only going to get hot. The potential for record heat, and when we could be feeling like the triple digits.
All tied up. The Canes win Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final to even the series. The big moments from the game and all the excitement heading into Game 5 at Lenovo Center.
Breaking ground on Buc-ee's. Today, we are one step closer to seeing the first location in North Carolina. The timeline for when the mega gas station will open.
Excited about Buc-ee's coming to town. Excited about the Canes, man.
We have an exciting morning.
Great time to be in North Carolina. Glad you're with us. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine. Yeah, bring on the Buc-ee's and bring on the Canes. Come on home. We're ready for the next game. And we're also ready for cooler temperatures, but that is not happening. Meteorologist Chris Michaels has a look at the temps right now, already in 75 degrees, Chris.
Yeah, I like how I'm the bummer of the newscast this morning.
Get out of here.
Yeah, we'd like for the humidity to get out of here, but guys, we know that's just kind of how things go this time of year. All across the triangle, all across Wake County, temperature 74 to 76 degrees this morning. It's only 8:30 in the morning, so that's a warm start to your Wednesday. By midday, temperatures are in the mid-80s. Then we'll see highs in the low 90s this afternoon. Keep in mind, can't rule out a few isolated showers and storms after 4 p.m. You see that at the bottom of your screen there. Most of those look like they would be near and to the north of Wake County. Then we fast fast forward to tomorrow, of course, Game 5 got some watch parties, some tailgates going on. The main thing you need to know about tomorrow is that it's going to be hot. I mean, our puck drop temperature is going to be near 90 degrees. And then I can't rule out some isolated storms coming in later in the evening. All the more reason to have the WRAL weather app on your phone just in case any storms come near you. We'll show you what that looks like on Futurecast and how close we get to record heat the next several days coming up.
Hi, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Let's start with this live look at the northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 New Bern Avenue, the westbound lanes moving away from us. You can see traffic has definitely picked up. And really and truly, right now, you're looking at an 8-minute delay because the bulk of the congestion really is around Capitol Boulevard to the 87-440 interchange. After that, it's just clear sailing all the way over to Wade Avenue. As for the southern loop of the Beltline, things are getting better. You're looking at a 4-minute delay. The last half hour, this was up to about a 7-minute delay. So things are definitely improving there in that southern loop of the Beltline. No delays if you're coming in on I-40 westbound from between Highway 36 and the Beltline. Now, I-540 seems to be something happening there. Right now, if you're in the westbound lanes between Lewisburg Road and I-40, you're looking at a 5-minute delay. We're getting reports of a crash on I-540 eastbound near the Lewisburg Road interchange, or 401, if you will, closing a couple lanes. So if that's part of your morning commute, just know you'll be running into a little bit of a delay in that area. Keep an eye on it and let you know how it's going to continue to affect you. But you're going into the car right now, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Breaking news. We are trying to learn more information about a heavy police presence that happened earlier this morning in Sanford. The scene at the Oaks Apartments cleared just before 6:30 this morning. WRAL's Kirsten Clark is live at that complex off of Oak Branch Lane in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Kirsten, we did see multiple vehicles towed away from that scene, including a sheriff's patrol car.
That's right, Laura. We saw 4 damaged vehicles that were crashed here with, again, severe damage here. Sanford Police, the Lee County Sheriff's Office, and that Lee County Sheriff's vehicle, part of that crash. We're going to take a step out of the way so you can see what we're left with here. You can see tire marks as well as oil left over from that crash. And now I want you to look at this video from the scene when we arrived this morning. You can see this whole area blocked off with yellow tape. Again, Sanford Police on scene investigating. But we saw a black SUV with severe damage to the front end, as well as that Lee County Sheriff's vehicle with damage to the front end as well. The front right tire completely smashed in, as well as 2 other cars that were parked with damage. We saw neighbors coming out of their apartments, seeing their cars just again banged up and crashed, and then tow trucks coming in later on in the morning to remove those cars from the scene. So we are asking questions, including what exactly led up to this crash, were there any arrests made, as well as any injuries. These are all questions that we have asked the Sanford Police Department, and we'll be sure to bring you more information as soon as we have an update. Live in Sanford, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Kirsten, thank you for staying on top of that. We're also trying to learn new information this morning about a large police presence overnight in Garner. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker from around midnight. Our crew saw investigators at the West Garner Road Plaza and near the Garner Performing Arts Center. We've not heard back from Garner Police about any injuries or potential suspects in this case.
Also, Laura, a stolen car was involved in a crash earlier this morning near Durham. This happened on Virgil Road. Deputies say the car ended up off the road deep into someone's property. We're still trying to find out information about who could be involved in this situation. The Stanley Cup final all tied up. The Canes won Game 4 in Vegas last night, 5-3 against the Golden Knights. Let's get right to the WRAL's Ali Kadlabar live at the Lenovo Center this morning. Ali, you're waving your flag, and a lot of fans will be doing that tomorrow night again.
I mean, we have to keep celebrating, right? It is neck and neck. The Canes fans are ready to welcome home Canes at the Lenovo Center. Now, here we are seeing just 2 empty spaces until that Stanley Cup. It is literally in our reach. Now, watch the moment Canes fans cheered outside Lenovo Center as crews raised the 14th warning flag after last night's win. Oh yeah, the cheering, the towel waving didn't stop there. Fans poured out of Lenovo Center watch party chanting with pride. It was once again a close game. The Canes led the first period. It was tied up at the end of the second. Then the Canes scored twice in the third, winning Game 4 5-3. Caniacs say even though the Canes played more than 2,000 miles away in Vegas, the energy was still incredible inside.
That crowd felt like it was a Game 7. Yes. It felt higher than a regular Game 4 or a Game 3. It felt like it was a Game 7 crowd without the hockey even being played here. It was electric.
And we got to keep that energy electric, and we got to keep that energy going for Game 5. It is right here at Lenovo Center. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. There are watch parties outside Lenovo Center and the Red Hat Amphitheater in downtown Raleigh. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Now, after Game 5 tomorrow at Lenovo Center, Game 6 will be back in Vegas Sunday night. And if the series is tied at 3 apiece, the deciding game will be at Lenovo Center a week from tonight. Well, WRAL will have team coverage for Game 5 tomorrow at Lenovo Center. Be sure to stick with WRAL for everything you need to know as the Canes try to bring home the coveted Stanley Cup.
Arguments are set to resume this morning in the case of the man accused of murdering UNC student Faith Hedgepeth. Lawyers for Miguel Seguero Oliveras argued against prosecutors' request to seal future pretrial motions in the case yesterday. Prosecutors wanted future motions out of the public's view because they say some defense filings are false and could taint a jury pool. They argue the filings could impact the credibility of Hedgepeth's roommate, Karina Rosero, so that she has been called to testify. The defense said that the suspect has a right to open pretrial proceedings.
What it has thrown gasoline on this smoldering ember of a fire where everybody is looking at Karina Rosario.
To seal everything at this point, it almost creates an issue of trust.
Hedgepeth was found dead in an off-campus apartment in 2012. The trial is set for September 28th. Happening today, we will get one step closer to Buc-ee's opening its first location in North Carolina. A groundbreaking for the mega gas station on I-40 and I-85 here is happening this morning. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the site in Mebane. And Kelsey, this has been years in the making.
Yes, Laura, it sure has. It's been a very long process. The plans to build this new Buc-ee's, that was approved more than 2 years ago. So just this morning, crews will be able to finally break ground on this land here in Mebane.
Drone 5 video shows where the new Buc-ee's will be, just off I-40 on Trollingwood Hawfields Road. Conversations about a Buc-ee's moving to the area started back in 2021. The original plan was to build a Buc-ee's in Orange County, but the move was blocked after the public voiced concerns. Buc-ee's is known for its food, clean bathrooms, and having plenty of gas pumps, and that draws customers big time. A 2024 report shows the average person visiting Buc-ee's spends just over 20 minutes inside the store. That's more than twice as long as the average gas station visit, 8 to 9 minutes.
The groundbreaking is happening this morning at 10 o'clock. The new Buc-ee's is set to open sometime late next year. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Mebane.
LSU over former men's basketball coach Will Wade's departure. Wade left 1 year after with the university. Now NC State is refusing to release LSU from potential legal action. WRAL obtained letters from both schools revealing the investigation. The issue is the size of Wade's contract buyout. Under his NC State contract, the longer Wade waited to leave, the lower the buyout. NC State agreed to a $4 million buyout. Then in May, LSU asked NC State to drop any future claims against the school regarding Wade's departure. But NC State responded last week with this letter saying, not so fast. We've reached out to Coach Wade for a comment on this story. As of this morning, we have not heard back.
The clock is ticking for a Raleigh wedding photography company accused of leaving hundreds of couples without the photos and videos they paid for. A court order requires Holly Christina Photography to turn over any remaining wedding galleries by tomorrow. But some brides tell 5 on Your Side's Keely Arthur they are still waiting.
There's so many moments from our wedding day that we'll never get back.
Do you have any photos with your grandparents?
No, none. I don't, and my husband doesn't either.
State investigators say couples lost a combined $1 million after paying for wedding photography and videography services that were never fully delivered. Attorney General Jeff Jackson sued the company earlier this year. He won a court order requiring it to turn over any photos and videos it still possesses within 30 days. Your time now, 8:41. Best buys for your baby, from car seats to bassinets to strollers. 5 on Your Side shares the top items of the year to help keep your little one safe and stay within budget.
Also, our Teacher of the Week not only excels in the classroom, but she's also a mentor to new teachers. Next, we'll explain why she is so beloved by her Fuquay-Varina High School family.
And these next few days is going to be all about the high heat, but a limited storm risk as well. What those two things mean for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final tomorrow, coming up in less than 10 minutes. .45 this morning, and we are starting out warm with a live look over Apex, where it's cloudy and temperatures for most of us at 76 degrees. It's not just the warmth, it is the humidity out there so far this morning. Definitely noticing that difference. We've hit 90 degrees so far 14 days this year. We average 43 per year. The record was 91 days in the 90s in 2010. Today we'll tack on another in the triangle, at least with a high of about 92. A few hit or miss showers and storms can't be ruled out both today and tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow being Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll walk you through the likelihood of a heat advisory and also show you where there could be a couple stronger storms by the evening. That's coming up in just about 5 minutes. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. I've been telling you about the situation on I-540 eastbound for the last several minutes or so. Crash shutting down 2 lanes. Traffic is getting through on just 1 lane. Right now, if you're on I-540 eastbound listening to us on the radio, you're running to a little bit of a slowdown, probably a 1 to 3 minute delay, but nothing that's going to make you late. For those of you in the westbound lanes between Lewisburg Road and I-40 this morning, right now, you're only looking at a 4-minute delay at this hour.
Ken, thank you. Well, how do you know if the baby gear that you're buying is safe and worth the money? Consumer Reports tests hundreds of car seats, bassinets, strollers, and more to help keep babies and children safe. 5 on Your Side's Ashley Rose shares the top baby items for 2026.
In each category, Consumer Reports selected 3 standouts: a top pick, a value pick, and an expert pick for special features.
If you're a parent, we want you to feel confident you're buying safe baby gear that also fits your budget.
CR's certified car seat safety technicians spend months testing car seats to rate how easy they are to use, how well they'll fit different vehicles, and how they perform in simulated vehicle crashes.
This year's ratings reflect over 300 crash tests. We test at a higher speed than the federal standard and aim to represent a real-world crash environment.
The Cybex Cloud T is CR's top pick for infant car seats. CR also recommends the Chico Key Fit as a more affordable choice that still performs well in CR's safety testing. For bassinets, the top pick is the Maxi Cozy Iora. The expert pick is the Chico Lula Glide Plus, which offers motorized gliding and a sound machine that can be controlled from your phone. And for strollers, models from Baby Jogger and Up-A-Baby ranked highest in their categories, earning high marks for ease of use, maneuverability, and safety. Ashley Rowe, 5 on Your Side.
Well, funding for Lenovo Center's modernization and enhancement project is now approved. The local government commission approving $200 million for the Centennial Authority to continue the Lenovo Center improvements. The authority also got approval for $109 million in revenue bonds to pay off the first phase of construction and improvements. Some of the improvements include new suites, a view bar, added seating, and new food options.
So, Ken, remember back in November, we brought this video to viewers of these high rises in Hong Kong that were on fire. We're talking about 168 people who died as a result of this. Well, it turns out 7 individuals as well as 2 companies have been charged over in Hong Kong because of this. We're talking about manslaughter, money laundering, attempting to pervert the course of public justice, and tax evasion are just some of the charges these people are facing. And the individuals who were arrested were in some kind of position involved with the renovation project at this housing location. But again, 168 souls were lost that day after that fire. Sad to see, but it sounds like there are some people that are being held responsible.
Our final teacher of the week for this school year was a recipient of this honor back in the 2020-2021 school year. That's when schools were virtual because of the pandemic, and she did not get her Teacher of the Week gift bag. Well, we're back at Fuquay-Varina High School to surprise this beloved and very outstanding educator. Miss Mitchell.
Oh my God.
You are WRAL's Teacher of the Week.
Again?
Yes, again.
Oh my goodness.
Give her a big round of applause. Sigrid Mitchell, or Siga as she is affectionately known, knew she wanted to be a teacher long before the age of her current students.
When I was 4 or 5, I had attendance roster for my bears and Barbies, and I would take attendance every day and make sure they were up to scratch in their studies. So I wanted to be a teacher since I can remember.
Ms. Mitchell is known for helping each of her students learn at their own pace, meeting them where they are academically.
So find your comfort level.
She prides herself on that ability to connect with students and offer advice and guidance as a mentor to new teachers.
Just watching people step into their shoes and finding their niche and becoming better. What a privilege to get to witness.
Also, witnessing her students thrive brings her great joy. What does teaching do for you?
So I think especially now that I'm getting older, like teaching is like a fountain of youth. Getting to be with these amazing young people every day just restores faith in humanity. It makes you want to wake up every day. Like I don't even know how to express how much I love my job.
They clearly love her there at Fuquay-Varina High School. Again, this is our final Teacher of the Week for this school year, the traditional calendar school year. Well, when it resumes, if you'd like to nominate a teacher, go to WRAL.com, enter Teacher of the Week in the search box.
Congrats to her. We're going to miss the series for now. It'll be back, though, before we know it. Checking in with meteorologist Chris Michaels now. Chris, it's been so muggy this morning.
Yeah.
Stepping out the door, disgusting.
Yeah, you could feel disrespectful, right?
Yes.
But that's the way it goes, right? The humidity is one of those mainstays this time of year, and it's going to be with us for quite some time. Southern Pines definitely feeling it with temperatures in the mid-70s. We'll make it into the mid-80s by the lunch hour, and high temperatures today. They'll make it into the lower 90s across much of the area. So that'll be the 15th time we've hit 90 degrees at RDU so far this year. A few hit-or-miss storms, can't rule those out. I will say that Futurecast is kind of underselling the potential. I do think there will be more than what it's showing here, but the general time frame between about 4 p.m. and 10 p.m., most of which look like they'll be just north of Wake County. Much of the overnight is quiet as we lose the heat of the day, but with a disturbance nearby, maybe a stray shower tomorrow morning. Our chances at about 20% during the peak heat of the day Thursday afternoon, with a slightly better chance of showers and storms coming in from the north and west as we go beyond 9 or 10 p.m. So we'll watch that closely for any kind of tailgating, watch parties that are going on for tomorrow evening. The main story, however, is going to be the heat. So Thursday, we're within 1 degree of a record high. Friday, we could beat the record high of 98. We'll probably fall shy of it Saturday, but still highs in the low to mid 90s. By Sunday, the record 97. We're forecasting 98 degrees. So we need some relief from the heat. We need some relief from the drought. Might get a little bit of that next week as we see some tropical moisture trying to come in from the Gulf. So it's not a named storm, but it's just some of the moisture that we could tap into heading into early next week. And we're really keeping our fingers crossed that we can do so. In the meantime, it's hot with limited storm chances for the next several afternoons. Keep in mind that even though those storms are isolated, in that kind of heat, they could be briefly strong. Meanwhile, the weekend mostly dry with high temperatures well into the 90s. Laura?
Okay, Chris, thank you. And before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We will get another check on weather and traffic coming up next.